Welcome to this blended learning course about blended learning. The purpose of this course is to allow you to explore the benefits and limitations of blended learning in a blended learning environment. I'm going to say blended learning again. Blended learning. We won't be going deep into how to use eClass, but rather why to use it. Hopefully, though, in your interactions with the eClass blended learning course page, you'll be able to see some of the functionality and be able to copy it for your own classroom. Now, I've brought up the word eClass, and I want to start by saying that most people I've run into in Gwinnett County use this term incorrectly. eClass is a digital content, learning, and assessment support system. The two biggest misconceptions that folks have is that A, it's just their course page, and B, it's a separate thing from their classroom. I hope that we can clear up both of those misconceptions through this course. Now, your first assignment is to watch a brief video that will give you an overview of the definition of blended learning as well as some of its benefits. The guy that narrates it is British, so you know it's going to be very good. A little bit better than my South Georgia talk, at least. Basically, blended learning is mixing online and face-to-face instruction, so be on the lookout for when we will have our two in-person meetings. I'll be sure to offer multiple dates, so don't worry. Let's look at the course page for a quick orientation. The course is designed to be completed in multiple modules, which are located underneath the page's welcome here. These modules will be released gradually, so be sure to check the calendar on the bottom of the Blended Learning course page for important dates. There aren't any real due dates for completing the modules. You just need to complete all modules before our face-to-face meeting. I've used tons of release conditions with these modules, so more content will become available as you progress through the course. You know you'll be finished with the module when you see the status bar turn green and a check mark in the bottom right of the module, like this. You can also navigate using the links at the top of the page here. Clicking on Content will show you everything that's available to you, and you can navigate using the table of contents here on the left. The same goes for classroom assessments, Dropbox, and discussions. The question that many of you have, I'm sure, is how many tech hours is this going to give me? The answer depends on how much of the course you complete and the degree to which you participate in it. But if you complete it fully, you will earn 6 of your 7 hours, no problem. If you ever have any questions about anything, shoot me an email or swing by my office. Even ask me to come to you. I'd be happy to help you out as much as I can. Also, feel free to complete this course with some other teachers if you want. It's a lot easier to do this in a group for some people. Again, thanks for beginning the course. Let's get started.
So a lot of smart people at the moment seem to be talking about blended learning. They seem to think that blended learning could be the next big thing in education. And they may be right. A lot of teachers are already trying it and they've been having some success. But what exactly is blended learning? Well, in a nutshell, blended learning is a mix of face-to-face learning and online instruction. And as long as you have those two things in your teaching, you're doing blended learning. The key is to get the right mix for you and your students. Now, I like to think of blended learning as making ice cream and strawberry dessert. Now, both these two things are really good on their own, but when you mix them together, you get something even better. Now, here's a more concrete example. One teacher I know records videos of herself explaining maths theory, and then she posts these videos onto her school's learning platform. Because the learning platform is available online, her students can watch these videos when they're not at school. After they've seen them, they have to do a quick test. And the test is important because the report tells the teacher how well the students understood the theory. And this means that she can plan her next lesson accordingly. It means that she can make more effective use of her class time. She can spend it going over things that her students found difficult, answering questions they may have, and practicing what her students learned. Now, according to the teacher, she loves this because it lets her spend more time with each individual student. This example also shows us something important about blended learning. Teaching online, it gives your students more choice. It gives them some control over where they learn, when they learn, and how they learn, which is one reason why they tend to like it. One final thought. After hearing this, you might be thinking, but why is this so special? I've been asking my students to work at home using their books all my life. Isn't this the same? Well, Yeah, it is essentially the same. The only difference really is that the online world is a lot more interesting and interactive than most textbooks. There are thousands of teaching resources available online, lots of them free. And there are tests that are marked automatically, there are educational games, and loads of tools that will get your students' imaginations flowing and help them achieve more. Also, with the advance of learning platforms, all of this can now be done within a safe and secure school-controlled environment. You can create an online learning environment that's only available to you and your students, so you know that they have access to what they need without having to visit any external websites. So that is blended learning in a nutshell. I hope you found it useful.